Nico!
Yo, what up? What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Nico's World video. It's your boy Nico's World.
Nico!
And yeah, we are back. It's been a little bit, but we are back. I've been busy. School's kind of kicking my ass. Your boy's trying to get into school for nursing and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to trouble you with all of that. I'm going to trouble you today with some content, right? So basically, I'm going to react to the Buff Guy's video on how he would supposedly nerf characters for season 3. But obviously, you know, this is my main, Lars. You can see him on the screen. This is my character. This is my boy. I've been playing this character for a long freaking time. And, you know, people like to give, there's a lot of opinions scattered around Tekken. It can get very dicey. Everybody has their takes. Everybody has their opinions on all kinds of things, right? But the thing is that I would be doing myself and the Lars gang a disservice, I feel like, if I wouldn't speak on my own character and, you know, kind of give my take as well and hear other people's feedback and, you know, just kind of like just hear other people out here what they have to say. You know, I've actually have fought the Buff Guy before. I've crossed paths with him before in the past. I think it was in season 1. So we're just gonna hear out the Buff Guy. I'm just gonna be reacting to this video, and yeah, c'est la vie. Let's just get right into it.
For Lars, I already talked about this in my How to Kill Lars video, but it's very obvious. Lars has some insane tools from Den 3. You can't step really any options that he's got. So if you try to step this shit to the right, you die. Try to step that to the right, and he's got multiple options from Sen that he can kill you with as well. Den 3. Go back to +3 on block. That would be amazing. It would be fucking nice to be able to do shit after blocking this fucking stupid move. You know?
Okay.
Like, fuck this move. Why does it low crush? Why does it launch in heat? Why is it +5 on block? Why is it a homing move and a mid on top of that? Why is it the perfect Oki tool that can hit you if you're rolling on the ground or trying to get up in any reasonable fashion? Why the fuck is it that it's guaranteed after heat smash? I can't do shit. Smash jab, I get fucked up. Smash power crush, I get fucked up. I can heat burst, and I can rage art. That's it. But I'm crouching position after the heat smash is blocked, right? So if mashing jab, I mash a dick jab. Mashing 4, I mash while standing forward. I can't sidestep after this because he's +12 in my face going into Den stance.
I'm just listening right now.
Den 3. Like Den 3, if your opponent has already entered heat burst or used up heat burst, is unbeatable. Like there is nothing your opponent can do after they block your heat smash. They have to then block your Den 3 again. So heat smash should be like +6 on block, not +12. It should no longer transition Lars into safety on whiff, like
I agree
we
with
saw
that.
in that video. Ridiculous, garbage, horseshit. The other thing is, just Den 3 should be +3 on block in general. Make it so that we can rage art every single option he's got from that stance again.
No, no. So that right there, that is a hard disagree from me. Reason being is because the reason why they buffed Lars's Den 3 and made it from +3 to +5 is because of that reason. If Lars did Den 3 and you were enraged, that was a death sentence. There was no option to protect yourself or defend yourself. If you did that move, you were dead, guaranteed. You were eating that rage art. So the reason why I disagree with that is because there has to be an option to defend yourself. Yeah, that's a hard disagree for me. That's why they buffed it in the first place.
Deter the Lars from using Den 3 when your opponent's in heat. Or in rage, sorry. Make the Lars player think about what the fuck they're gonna do next. Instead of just immediately fucking saying, oh, well, if you Den 3 right now, you're gonna win.
No. I disagree. So he's saying force the Lars player to think if your opponent is in rage and they, you know, they have to think about. So my thing is that, so if my opponent is in rage and I do Den 3, that means you don't have to think. You don't have to think whatsoever. The thing is that even when Lars does Den 3, he has an option to defend himself when the opponent is in rage. But at the same time, if he does anything other than Silent Entry 1, the mid option to check you if you're in rage, then the rage art will still beat every other option. So there is still some level of thinking on both sides. Do I rage art if he's gonna do any other thing besides the mid check? Or is he gonna or can I block it and be safe and basically resets neutral or whatever? So it's kind of a mind game in itself. But no, that's a hard disagree for me. Here's a counter argument. Instead of if you want to make it +3, if you want to make Lars's Den 3 +3 on block, give me the option to cancel the stance transition. If you give me the option to cancel the stance transition, then I'm okay with it being +3. But until they do that, that move should stay the way it is. Until they make that fix and then allow me to defend myself against your rage art, keep it +5. Because otherwise, that is a death sentence. That would be a death sentence if the Lars player used Den 3 in any situation if the opponent is enraged. That's just not fair. Like, characters have moves that put them, that they could choose to go into stance or not to defend themselves against the opponent's rage art. So how come that wouldn't apply to my move? That's not fair. So no, I disagree. That's a hard disagree for me. Keep it +5, and if you want to keep it +3, give me the option to protect myself. Hard disagree.
Like, Den 3 is his biggest issue, and then Heat Smash is the other one. I think Heat Smash having way too much tracking is part of the problem.
Heat Smashes in general, I don't think Heat Smashes should track at all, to be honest. Or the tracking should be significantly toned down, in my opinion. I do agree with that, with the buff guy on that. But that's not just like a large problem. I think that's most of the cast has this problem. King's Heat Smash tracks a lot. Laws tracks very well. There's a lot of characters in this game that have Heat Smashes that track way more than they should. I think Heat Smashes as a whole should be toned down in terms of tracking significantly. But I do agree with him. Nerf the tracking.
And the fact that he can then stance transition into safety potentially after.
And yeah, I agree with that as well. Lars is a offender of that. If he whiffs the heat smash, he can get away into safety, which I don't agree with. He shouldn't be able to do that. Nobody should be able to do that. If you whiff your heat smash, you should be punished accordingly. I do agree with him on that. That's not. Hopefully they fix that or change it, but we'll see.
It's like almost safe on whiff, +12 on block, 50.
And as for the frames on the heat smash, I'm okay with them toning down the frames on the heat smash. 12 is pretty egregious, to be honest. I'm okay with it being +6, 7, something like that. That's fine. I do agree with +12 is a little crazy. I do agree with that.
Damage on hit and it blows up the floor in a lot of stages. Like, no, too much shit. Lars is like, those two things make him one of the most broken characters we've already talked about right now. That's crazy.
I don't know about broken,
considering there's been a lot of other shit with other characters that we've discussed. Lars has a lot of problems. Those ones are the main ones, I think. One more thing I would probably talk about with Lars is G-Clef. Why in the fuck
his G-Clef?
This only -12 like every goddamn thing else in his fucking in his repertoire. Everything he does is -12. Can we get a little bit more fucking damage, please? Can I get a heat engager here? Like, come on.
A heat engager? No. Okay, I disagree with that. Okay, so for those that don't know, Lars's 111 on block in Tekken 7 actually was -14 on block. And I had talked about this with my sparring partner a while back ago, and I said, I even asked him, I was like, bro, why is this -14? And he's a Brian player. He could launch me for that. So when I was like, why the fuck is this movie even minus 14? It doesn't even do anything crazy. And he said he doesn't know. And he agreed that it shouldn't be minus 14. It should be like minus 12. I don't. How minus does he want it to be? He said heat engager punish. What do you?
Like, that's all I really get, and then I can set up my vortex. But I mean,
that's still a good punish, though.
Fucking 14 frame punish for that. Minus 14.
14
G-Clef is fair.
No, it's not. I disagree. Minus 14 for Lars's 1/1/1 on block is no. That's a hard disagree for me. It should be minus 12. Minus 12 is fine. Kazuya's 1/1/2 punish is still a good punish, and you can set up your mix-up afterwards. You don't need... I personally think that's a little greedy to ask for that type of punish. That is his G-Clef, because if you think about it, right, his 1/1/1, what is the reason for Lars's 1/1/1? Why do we do 1/1/1? We do 1/1/1 when the opponent is just mashing in your face, and it's like a stop sign. It's like a stop, like stop mashing in my face button, right? The whole string is guaranteed on counter hit. It's a heat engager, but the thing is that it doesn't launch you in heat. It's just a heat engager, and it gives you frames, +9, whatever. But it's not a launcher. It's not Laws. Laws being minus 14 would make more sense because his is a launcher in heat. If he hits you with his 1/1/1 and he's in heat, you're getting launched. If Lars hits you with his 1/1/1, he gets a follow-up. He doesn't get a launcher, though. So that's a hard disagree for me. I don't think it should be minus 14 or 13. I think minus 12 is perfectly fine. 1/1/1 or 1/1/2 from Kazuya is still a good punish. 12 frames is still a good punish. Characters have really good 12 frame punishers. Asking for more than that is, I think, a little bit too much. Keeping it minus 12 is perfectly fine. The move is not that crazy. It's not that holy shit, why is this? No, it's fine the way it is. It does not need to be minus 14, 13. It's perfectly fine at minus 12.
We already talked about Dragunov's being minus 15, but I think Dragunov is a significantly better character than Lars. So
if Dragunov has a move like that and it's minus 15, I don't know if it's a launcher or not. If it is, then maybe that's why. But if it isn't, then I would make that safer on Dragunov. Then make that move safer.
Oh, him being minus 15 from the G-Clef is fair. Lars,
I disagree.
Minus 14
disagree. No,
is fair. But
no, I disagree.
They should all be at least minus 14.
Hard disagree. I think that they should be. Lars in particular, his 1/1/1 does not. It's not that crazy. It's fine at minus 12. Hard disagree.
So bullshit. Those three things: the G-Clef, the Heat Smash, the Den fucking 3. Those moves need some toning down. A homing mid heat engager launcher in heat.
It's not a launcher in heat. It's not a launcher in heat. It guarantees a follow up.
Like, why? It's +5 on top of that? No.
It's +5 because it's supposed to protect yourself from the rage art. That's why they made it +5. If you want to make it +3, give me the option to cancel the stance transition, and then I'm cool with that. But until they do that, nah, keep that bitch +5. I don't give a fuck.
So fuck Lars, nerf that shit. So
yeah, fuck Kazuya too.
Easily.
All right, but yeah, that's gonna do it. So what I'm going to do now is I haven't given my take on what I would like to have for Lars and the changes that I would like to see. I'm going to be putting that in my next video. I am working on that, and I have been asked about a Lars guide. I am working on that as well. So be on the lookout for that. But in general, I agreed with some things that Buff Guy said. I disagree with some things that he said. It's all just opinions at the end of the day. It is what it is. No shade being thrown here, but some things I agree, some things I disagree. But yeah, as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next Nico's World video, guys. Take care.